Alright, let's get started. We're going to be making chicken Milanese. I'm going to show you how to make them. They're very, very easy. They can be done several different ways, but I'm going to show you a very simple way. First thing, I'm using chicken thighs. You can use chicken breast if you want. I happen to like the flavor of the thighs. I think the dark meat has more flavor to them. But, you know, that's your choice. Either way works fine. I'm going to trim a little bit of the fat off, not a lot, because I like to leave a little bit in there. So that's right there. Take a little bit off the edge there. I'm going to open it up a little bit. I'm going to be pounding these out, and I'm not going to be leaving them whole. I'm going to cut them into a couple pieces, but first things first, trimming the fat. I think the best way to do it is to take the whole pieces and we're going to pound them out that way. We can cut them afterward. This is how I do it. I like to take a bag, gallon size, half gallon size, whatever they are, and I open it up a little bit just to make it a little bit easier. On the side, sometimes I'll open it up all the way, sometimes I won't. There you go. So now I can take the pieces and I can put them inside. You can just take 2 bags if you want to and do this one on top of the other. I like doing it this way. And why waste the extra bag? You don't have to. That's where we are here. So we're going to get rid of the bag and go to round 2. Second part. I've got the chicken here. I'm going to cut these in half. You can leave them whole if you'd like. Just gives you more pieces. Alright, chicken's done here. Next thing we need to do, make sure we have some salt on it. Always salt. Okay, we have the chicken ready to go. It's been salted. It's going to be flour, egg wash, breadcrumbs. So you put it into the flour, shake it off a little bit. Shake the flour off. Now so far I'm only using my left hand, and there's a reason for that. See the right hand? Not touching anything yet. So you use the left hand, you go into the egg wash. Make sure it's coated. Any excess egg, let it drip off. Now you can use your right hand. The key with this is to make sure that your right hand stays dry. That way you're not gunking everything up. Left hand, the egg wash. Shake it a little bit, that way it creates a dry environment on the other side for you to grab the rest of this. So flour, egg wash, left hand. Pick it up, right hand. There we go. This is all I need the breading thing for. That's ready to go. Now it's going to be, we're going to go to the next step. We're going to go to the stove, and it's going to be sauteed in clarified butter or ghee. We are going to start. You can use clarified butter for this. I'm using ghee, pretty much the same thing, a little bit different, but not that much. Use whatever you want. If you want to clarify some butter, and maybe someday I'll make a video on how to clarify butter. It's just not that difficult. But I'm using ghee. We have a pan here, non-stick. I want there to be enough ghee where I get some color, where it covers the whole thing, but I don't want the ghee too hot. If it gets too hot, it has a tendency to want to burn, and I really don't want to try to burn things. So how do you know when it's ready? You can put your hand over it a little bit, you can feel the heat. You can also look at the color. Color changes. It starts to change. The problem with ghee or clarified butter is it doesn't have a high smoke point, and once it reaches that point, it's going to start to burn. The color will start to become a lot clearer, and just before you can tell it, you can do it by adding a little bit there. I can smell it. I know it's ready. So we're going to put these in now. Shake it a little bit. I want it to cook. I do not, and I want to get some nice color on it. I do not want it to burn. I can't stress that enough. One tip that you can take away from this is that don't cook it all the way. A lot of people I've noticed have a tendency to want to cook it until it's golden brown and too brown, and then they put it in the oven, and what happens? It gets browner. It's magical. It gets browner when it's in the oven cooking. Who would have ever figured that out? That's about as far as I wanted. A little bit of color on there. That's not, and the color will change as it goes into the oven and cooks and become a little bit darker. But if you do it this way, then you have less chance of it overcooking completely. So I've got enough color here, as much color as I want, and these are going to go into the oven and finish cooking. So that's where we stand right now. The chicken is fairly done. I'm shutting the heat off here, and it is going into the oven to cook the rest of the way. We're going to make a quasi sauce here, just something simple to go over top of the Milanese. I'm going to use some whole butter. It's got a little bit of water in it, a couple ounces. I'm using some oregano. I'm going to take some lemon, squeeze it in. Okay, very simple. And this is the final product. So you've got a little bit of water, you've got 2 lemons with the juice from it, about 1/3 of a stick of whole butter, and a little bit of oregano in there. And that's just to put on the chicken Milanese should someone decide that they want to put a little bit on top of it. Okay, let's take a look here. That's the color on those that I'm looking for. They're thighs. You can use breast like I said earlier. We are going to take a look at one of them. Move those this a little bit so you can see better. All right. We're going to cut into it. That's what it looks like right there. Nice and juicy. Nice and moist. See, chicken thighs work great for this. I prefer them. I think they have a lot more flavor. Look at that. Now we're going to take that and just add a little bit, tiny bit of the lemon butter on it. Just like that. Look at that. Yum, yum, and yum. You can add a little bit of cracked pepper on this if you like right now. They haven't been out of the oven long, so I'm going to test it and see how hot they are. Mmm. Those are fantastic. It's nice and crisp. It's crunchy. It's real moist on the inside, and the little bit of lemon and oregano really set it off. It's a nice, simple dish. So there you have it. Chicken Milanese. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.